celebrating Father's Day here on Kababayan today, and perhaps because Father's Day is during the month of June, June is also considered Men's Health Month, and we're going to be talking about that as well today, because for the dads out there, or I'm sure all of us have dads, you know, we're worried about or concerned about our dad's health, and for those of you worried about your health as well, we have Dr. Virgilia here joining us to give us some of his inputs as well. Doc, there are statistics that say that women are healthier than men. Is that correct? What are your thoughts on that?
That is a perception, but it's true that women makes more visit to doctors.
The doctors, yes.
Mainly because they have a different physiology with the fact that they bear children, and I think that they put more importance and appreciation on their body, more than men.
Right. Well, it says here men live an average of 5 years less than women, and men lead in most of the 15 major categories of death, which include heart disease, cancer, stroke. So, and I think you mentioned the first important thing, which is what we always underscore here on the show. We need to visit our doctors regularly. And according to the study, men don't like visiting the doctors. Is that correct? Or not much importance?
Well, there is that perception again, but and that is true. And part of it, I think, is because they just don't give too much importance to their health and their body. A lot of them think that they can go on until because they're feeling good and there's no pain or symptoms that they're experiencing. And I think it would just be a matter of time that we men as well, once we understand more the importance of taking good care and appreciating, again, putting more value to our body, and that's creating that awareness that men, needs to have to be able for them to change that whole process and perception.
Well, it says here as well that there are 3 factors influencing men's health: stress, risky behavior, and unhealthy lifestyles.
Yes, we tend to engage more into a lot of this, risky lifestyle, and that's why in my practice, we try to give a different perspective in terms of the way you look at your body, and that is, again, respecting your body like this is the most important asset that you have. And as you get older, even that type of lifestyle changes. You tend to slow down and begin to appreciate more and value, what you have, rather than, just living a reckless life.
Right. Well, let's talk about this just a little bit, just expound on it. For the guys out there, what should they be taking care of? What should they be concerned about when it comes to their body and their health?
Well, there are 3 things that I always emphasize in any person's health, whether it's men or women. And, I call it the 3 building blocks of health, and one is exercise. The second one is nutrition. And the third one is adequate rest. And whether, especially even among professional athletes, these 3, elements are very, very valuable, in order for them to perform day after day or week after week to prolong their, let's say their career. And I think, even for a regular person like you and me, we need to really, take, more seriously on all these 3 elements. You can take all of these supplements, out there, and if you don't recognize those 3 elements, it's not going to give you that effect.
And it's not just 3 elements, because according to our expert here on the show today, there are 10 commandments for a healthy lifestyle, whether you are a man or a woman. The first one, they've been flashing it since earlier, the first one is love and respect and honor your body.
Yes. I think that those of us who recognize that there is a great designer of this body, I consider this body a super machine with a super computer. We have to learn to love, respect, and honor this body.
Okay, the next one that we have is number 2. We have number 2. Yes, over there. Eat a good variety of foods.
Yeah, the complete second line there is eat a good variety of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and these are all natural food, you know. And if you look at, you know, the animals, that's all that they consume, you know, and they're healthy and strong. And so it's important that, you know, we consume, you know, the best type of food, you know, that will sustain us and give us the you know, the proper health.
And when you say rest, you're saying that we need to allow, and it's one of your 10 commandments, we need to allow ourselves, our body, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's whatever age?
Yes, that's the average, and there's been a lot of studies that shows that, you know, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is a very you know, logical you know, length of rest. There was one study that you know, that showed about a year ago that people who sleep less than 7 hours have a higher incidence of cancer, have a higher incidence of diabetes, heart disease, you know, and so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Rest is very, very important.
Yes, rest, sleep, and drink plenty of water, 8 glasses a day, right? So the doctors, my teacher wasn't lying. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. Information on the screen. If you want the whole 10 commandments list, that's the website. And more questions about treatments, that's where you can find them. Thank you, and more power to you. More on Dads when we return on the show. Don't go away.